pop out. Mm-hmm. It's just gonna go away.
That's right. All right. Hello, everybody. Okay, it took it away again.
Yeah. I'm letting this Wanda do it all tonight, guys.
Wanda's trying to figure this out. I know 5 years and counting, and we should be able to know how to do this. All right. That satisfy you pretty much?
Yeah.
Can you read it?
I can read it. Hello, everybody. It's Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead.
Hey, Lou, just Lou. Lou, just Lou.
Yes. All the good old people in here, Abama Gardner, all of our moderators. There's
Miss Allison.
Prepping for Eternity Homesteading.
Miss Lippy, Mr. Buddy.
All the good people.
I don't know if I saw Mark yet or not. I don't remember. Miss Deborah.
Yep.
So we got our moderators here, and they are willing to handle anything that comes up. So if we end up with a troll or something, you guys don't say anything, kind of just pause. Let the moderators have time to catch it, because if y'all all start talking, it throws that many more comments and they're trying to catch it, and it is a little more difficult. So if we end up having any issues, just let the moderators get it. They're really good at what they do.
Carlene's Corner from Macomb, Mississippi. We were just talking about about Macomb, Mississippi, or just this, let's say, east of Macomb.
Doug
There's off grid with Doug and Stacy.
I told you, there's another one of our moderators.
Yeah, we were just talking about that section of the woods up in there. We were actually looking at land up in there. Had some people over today. We were looking
at land.
They were looking at land up in that area. So, yeah, it's
Show them our friends today.
Oh yes.
Well, I guess
you've got the mouse. I don't do the mouse thing.
I don't like the mouse.
I don't like the mouse.
All right. So where did it go? I know I put it in there.
Well,
it's not showing it. Is that it?
I don't know. You gotta.
I
think it was.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay, I figured it out.
That was Blake and Miss Sassy and their whole entire families with us almost all day today.
Yeah. So we had a great time visiting with them. Enjoyed today, and Sassy won't be home in order to see this, but she'll see it.
Pull it up on the road.
I don't know. I guess she could.
Yeah, she had reception going down the road. She could pull it up on her phone.
She gets out of the boondocks down here where it
Yeah, you got to get out of the boondocks down here before you can do anything like that.
But we had a great time with them, and blessed them with some Malabar spinach and some seeds with aloe vera. Then we had peppercorns.
Yes, some peppercorn plants.
She went home with the supply.
And a bunch of eggs.
Oh, yeah, a lot of eggs.
Lots of eggs.
Lots of eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, they said they like your shirt.
Oh, you like my shirt?
Somebody sent us a couple of these shirts, and
look, this is the thing. Believe in Jesus and the Second Amendment and get it where I put fried fish. You can't beat those three things. I mean, that is like heaven on earth, you know?
Hills Mill sent beautiful background. Oh, you caught that, did you? Did I send you a picture, Mickey? I think I did. If I didn't, I intended to. Check email.
Yes.
If I didn't, say, hey, you didn't send me a picture. Y'all, the background is beautiful.
You should see the Farm All Barn now.
They will see it Monday.
Monday, we have a video coming up about the Farm All Barn. Oh, my word. It is so amazing.
We're just tickled with our Farm All Barn. Thanks to Mr. Mickey and Hills Mills Homestead.
Homestead. We like just a little bit more lumber, and we will have it all done.
Kathy's ready to come back now.
I know it. But Mr. Mickey's got to get some work.
He's got to work, but Kathy'd just come now.
Yeah.
I think Mickey'd just come now.
He probably would.
Tracy said, I shouted y'all out on my channel. Thank you, Tracy. I can't read the last name. It's kind of little, and it looks like Cavallu.
Cavalucci.
Is that what that says? Okay. Well, you tried anyway.
I'm pretty good at this.
Oh.
He said, yes, you did.
I did. Okay, good.
They said, Grace Dale said they really love this week's podcast. Keep them coming.
What did we do a podcast on?
I don't know.
Right.
Look, we do so many videos and so many things that.
This is the one that we just come in here and I think we went all over the place. We intended to go one direction, and I think we went.
I think we had an agenda to go in one direction and we went in another one.
No, we went in a bunch. I think we just kind of was all over the place.
Well, anyway, they liked it anyway. Yeah.
Oh.
And was our 4th of July just being me? It was just that. It was the 4th of July. We went, we worked.
It was hot.
And it was screaming hot. Guys, we have had the last 2 days has been so hot that it's been unbelievable. The heat index yesterday and today was 110.
Yeah, one day I know it was 108, and a couple of days 110.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad out there.
The humidity was unbelievable. Yeah. Yesterday was it? No, today. This morning the humidity was kind of crazy, but then it kind of leveled off. The wind's been blowing a little bit.
Garrett says, "What is your podcast called?"
Deep South Homestead.
Deep South Homestead. We're on all the channels.
Pod avenues. I don't know what you call them.
iTunes, Spotify. You go. You name it. We're on all of them.
It's called Living on a Working Homestead. Miss Allison put it up. You can go to if you don't have a podcast platform, you can go to deepsouthhomestead.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and just click on our podcast. It's the easiest way to do it. And you don't have to download apps. And we only usually do, Miss Lippy's putting a direct link to it from Libsyn. Libsyn also, that's the platform we use to upload to. Libsyn has a page that has all our podcasts on it.
Stonewall, Mississippi. I saw that going.
Where that is. That's way up north, ain't it?
No, it's not that far north of us.
No, not Stonewall. I'm thinking
No, not Stonewall.
Something else.
Amanda
said she made muffins from my cookbook.
And talking about cookbooks, guys, this week is the week if nothing happens.
Deep South Texas. Purchase Red Ripper seeds from Hoss. Way different from yours. Mature pods are yellow and small. That ain't Red Rippers.
That ain't Red Rippers.
Deep South Texas, send me an email. I get you some Red Rippers.
You can send us an email. We'll get you the real deal.
He hit 100,000. Look at there.
Oh, yeah, I see the check. Yes.
Congratulations,
my friend.
All right, so y'all, my cookbook is back up on Etsy. They will be here Monday.
If nothing happens,
I went ahead and put them up, and I will try and have them out within the week. Just saying, maybe.
Let's see here. Danny, Eagle Lover. Danny, heat index right now in Houston is 105. I just saw somebody else say theirs was 110.
That's crazy.
Just had a rainstorm, Christy said, and the temps dropped from 97 to 76. Guys, this is crazy stuff.
All right, now, Grace Dale Farms wants to know what pressure canner should I buy my wife. Well, I have a I have three Prestos.
We have 3 of them. We really like the Presto. I'm just going to be honest with you. The All-American is great if you're doing a lot of canning at one time. But we don't do a lot at one time. We just do a lot of canning.
Yeah. Does that make sense? We don't do a lot of canning. We just do a lot of canning.
We don't do a lot at one time. We just do a lot of canning.
Yeah. Like, I may can one day and not can for several days. I don't can like all day long unless we're pushed for time and something comes in and we got a lot of it. There's times I can like 3 canners a day. I have canned 4 a day, but that's pushing it. But sometimes when we're really pushed, 3. But now we have 3 canners. I've never ran 3 canners at a time. I've only used 1. And I go back to the old one. I've got a new one that I have got one in a box that's never been used. One that I've used a couple of times, and it has the jiggler and the pressure gauge, and I can't get used to that. I'm used to only the jiggler.
Barbara Duckworth says, how much rain going on the homestead? None.
We ain't got no rain.
We ain't got no rain.
What, 3 days or better?
3 days ago we got a good little shower, but that's about it.
Yeah.
The heat index has been horrendous with no rain. It's sucked up what little water we had. The ponds are still like 4 feet low, so we had nothing.
Yeah, the biggest deal with the All American is that it's heavy. And at the time, Danny had a Presto and we had a flat top surface stove, and they say not to can on them, but Danny had been canning for years on it, and so we just kept canning. And we canned with the Presto because it doesn't weigh as much, and then time you add water in your jars and everything. And I can't lift that much, and I don't like lifting heavy canners, so that's why the Presto's light and easy peasy.
People are saying, I mean, several of y'all talking about your heat indexes is way up there in North Carolina, South Carolina, all these different places, and Idaho and different places. I'm like, wow, it's like, I guess, let's stop for a minute here. I guess what I told them is actually true.
You were being truthful?
It's coming to fruition. Did I not tell everybody it's going to get hotter and hotter? Barbara, thank you, Barbara. We appreciate that.
How have you ever used a canner pot over a
Fire outside and do it inside.
Can't
And do it inside, it heats the house so much. Yeah, we've done it outside. The only problem is when you do it outside, you have to be careful about what BTU burner that you're using. If the BTUs are too high on it, it's easy to overheat a pressure canner. So you have to kind of like monitor it real good, and then you have to be conscious of the wind blowing, because if it blows your flame out, your canner pressure can drop real quick, and then you got to start all over again.
And see, that's one reason Danny built me an outdoor kitchen. And I love my outdoor kitchen. I've canned in it a lot. But the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've had to do our figs inside since we started the figs last week. Just about the time, like 3 days last week, we had rain in the afternoon. Well, I don't can figs till in the afternoon. And if I go outside and the wind's blowing really hard and it blows under there, it'll blow the fire out or something. I'm scared of gas fires.
Yeah.
So I'm scared the wind to blow it out. And then I'd have to start all over. So I just canned inside.
I see someone from
and I'm not pressure canning them. I'm water.
No, we all water bathing them. But I see someone from out in Arizona and different places out there. Let me tell you, y'all talking about how hot it is. Let me tell you something. This may be a consolation to you. Maybe you'll enjoy this. Arizona and parts of New Mexico is fixing to be cooler than normal this July. And that's going to be, that's not all the state, there's a section of it in there. Y'all are going to have, according to the information I've been getting here lately, above average monsoon rains. In other words, you're going to get a lot of flooding in the Arizona and New Mexico border right up through there. There's a section through there. Y'all are going to get a lot of flooding, which is going to make your temperatures cooler for the month of July than they normally are, if the information I got is correct. But now, poor Texas, guys, I don't know what to tell you guys other than y'all will probably be being targeted. The whole state of Texas, part of Louisiana, all of half of Oklahoma, and almost all of Kansas is going to go into a heat that's just going to be unreal for the rest of the month of July.
Y'all gonna have some heat.
Y'all going to have some bad heat.
All right, somebody wants to know, when do you harvest pink-eyed purple hulls?
When the pods turn purple.
Yeah, when they start turning purple.
Not just a little purple, but when they turn purple.
But you don't want them to dry.
But you don't want to leave them on there till they get too purple.
What do you fertilize your mayhaws with? Do you fertilize our mayhaws?
I don't even touch the mayhaws.
They just grow.
Mayhaws is in there where there's some really rich dirt at, and they got plenty of water because there's water all around them. We don't fertilize them at all.
Yes, we do get dew here.
Oh, we get lots of dew here.
And that's what saves our
That's the only thing
gardens.
that saves our crops is the morning dew.
Yeah. I'm trying to read. I think they're talking to each other. Okay. I don't know if we have any more.
Tamika, we love y'all too. We love everybody.
Yeah, we've been having a good day today. Sassy she's messaged me quite a bit. I don't know, they're probably in their 30s.
Yeah, I would say mid to late 30s.
Yeah. And she's messaged and asked questions off and on for the last probably year. And she wanted to come visit, and something would always come up. And so here a while back, she wanted some Malabar seeds, and she said, "Can I just come by and get them?" And I thought she lived like next door somewhere. I never pay any attention to too much. And I said, "Sure, just stop by one day when you're in the area." They drove 2 hours.
They drove 2 hours to get here. Yeah, and they're on their way home now.
And so she's a sweet lady. They're looking for a homestead, and so
Yeah, if there's anybody up in the Macomb, Brookhaven, Monticello area up through
yeah,
there that knows of any decent land for sale, they are definitely looking for it. You could email us,
yeah,
and we would try to get the email to them because they're definitely looking for some land. They're trying to get out of the city in Baton Rouge.
yeah. Um,
Lots of people are up in Canada, so they got a frost warning tonight.
yeah, I heard
I've been
that.
reading that.
All right, how do you? Let me get back to the pollinator something question. I don't know where my little thing is. How do you pollinate your peppers in the high tunnels after it gets too cold for pollinators? Sorry if you've already answered earlier.
Um, Technically, I'm gonna be honest with you. We do not pollinate any of our peppers in the wintertime or anytime. I mean, they seem to. We just go by and take our hand and bump them a little bit. They're kind of like tomato plants. We just go by and bump them, and guys, it just seems to work. I mean, we don't really do anything. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, they're loaded right now, and I need to really pick them.
Oh, and while I see all these emoji things, Miss Lippy's gonna catch that and get that banned for us, please. When these emoji things come up, now I don't mind you guys using them. Y'all don't think I'm being ugly about that, but we had people asked in our video yesterday. I got emails, people saying, "Why didn't I didn't ask you to message me?" They're asking people to message them on Telegram, and then they're trying to sell you something. They're telling you that you've won a prize from us, and then they want you to pay shipping, which is an exuberant price. And so do not fall for it. Lots of times they use these emojis and they send you to Telegram. And what was the other one?
I don't
There's
even.
another
We
one.
just ban them
We
all.
don't do those things.
We don't do that.
We would do a video, and if anybody wins anything from us, I will do a video. Or if I already have your address, I will just send it to you. Or I'll do an email. I will not do it in a comment.
Right. What do I think about mushroom compost? Is it a good thing? A mushroom compost is a great compost to use. It is really, really good.
Yeah.
Are we noticing a decrease in the amount of pollinators this season? Yes, we have noticed a tremendous decrease in all the pollinators this year. Matter of fact, we hardly ever see any.
Yeah. Somebody's asking, do we grow tomatoes? Yes, but this year we didn't grow like we usually do. I had a few in the high tunnel, and they're fixing to come out because it's getting too hot. You grew a few in the field, but
Yeah.
we didn't grow a lot of tomatoes because we have tomatoes already canned, and y'all, we just don't need a lot of tomatoes. So there's no point in using our garden space for a bunch of tomatoes that we're just going to have to try and figure out what to do.
Gail said her green peppers are at a standstill on growing. Gail, ours is probably 5 feet tall and loaded with peppers. We're actually using human urine around them, diluted down at a 10-to-1 ratio. If you got some wood ash, you can actually add some wood ash in with it. As a matter of fact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, don't Doug and Stacy have a video up about that?
Though
Using the urine with some wood ash and
I
stuff?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 weeks
Maybe about a
ago.
couple of weeks ago, I think they put one up about it.
And
But that's what we use on a lot of our stuff now, and it is, I'm telling you, it is making all the difference in the world.
yeah. And I need to tell him my weird story. About 2 nights ago, Danny comes in and he says, "You got a mess." And I said,
Oh, yeah.
I said, what? He said, oh, in your canning room, you got a mess. And I'm having all kinds of ideas, like something, I don't know what, my jars, whatever. I figured jars fell off the wall, something happened. He said, that seaweed, I bought a gallon of liquid seaweed and I put it in my canning room because I figured it's safe in there. And I guess it gets too hot in there because of the freezers in the refrigerator. And that stuff exploded. And we got seaweed all over the floor. So y'all don't store your liquid stuff in a hot area.
Don't put your seaweed or your fish emulsion or anything like that.
It got a little hole in the bottom of it or something. I don't know how that happened.
The thing sucked in on the sides, and when it did,
pushed the bottom.
It cracked it.
Yeah. So just for a heads up, do not store your liquid fertilizers in a hot place.
Jerry Manley says, Danny, would you please let me know the best place to buy log siding? To be honest with you, Jerry, I got mine from the local lumber store here. I'm real good friends with the owner, and he actually just ordered it from a company called, oh man, I want to say it's called Plum.
See, yeah.
Plumb. Plum.
When we ordered ours, wasn't it from Alabama or something?
Where did it come from?
Wasn't it Alabama? It wasn't that far, and
wasn't real far away.
I want to say it was in Alabama, and I don't think they can get it anymore.
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm really not sure.
I think he told me they couldn't get it anymore, so I don't know. Question.
Hello there. Question: what company do you use for your herbal oils? I need some ingestible clove oil. Thank you.
I use doTERRA, but you can use Young Living. I'm not an affiliate with doTERRA anymore. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. But I like their oils. I just didn't have time to deal with it. doTERRA is very ingestible, very good clove oil. And I'm going to tell y'all, if you don't know, get clove oil, keep it on hand.
Marlene, urine is really good for everything except we don't put it on our leafy green vegetables like lettuces or turnips or anything like that, collards or kale or anything to that nature. We put it on mainly like tomatoes, peppers, that type of stuff.
Food dehydrator, I would say Excalibur.
Excalibur, yeah.
Hands down, but I don't like to dehydrate that much, but I have an Excalibur. And all the little cheaper ones do not do the job the Excalibur does. If you're serious about dehydrating, get an Excalibur. It's worth the money. They want to know, believe in Jesus, the Second Amendment,
and fried fish.
Any ideas to repurpose a chest freezer?
Most people repurpose chest freezers and make worm beds out of them. But be sure that the lid stays closed on it, because if you don't, it'll rain and fill up with water and drown everything in it.
Miss Paula Rizzo, did you get your green stalk the last couple of days? Because I ordered for me too, and I got mine in, so I wanted to know, did you get yours? I got an email, said it was on the way, so Miss Paula Rizzo won a green stalk from me a couple of weeks ago, and it should have arrived at her house yesterday or the day before or something.
Monkey food, what dilution do you use for your urine solution? A 10-to-1 ratio, 10% water, 1% urine is the safest. Now, sometimes I just go 50-50. It depends on what I'm putting it on. Mm-hmm. If I'm putting it on mature pepper plants or something like that, then I just do 50-50. Or if I'm putting it on my grapevines, I do 50-50. But now if I'm putting it on tender plants that ain't been out very long, I do a 10-to-1.
All right, so how long do beets take before harvesting?
I harvest our beets whenever they're about 1.5 inches in diameter. If you let them go much bigger than that, they get real peppy and woody tasting.
I want to say happy birthday to Heidi in Canada. She don't know I'm doing this, so tell Heidi happy birthday.
Hello, Heidi.
Tell her happy birthday. Her friend he messaged me a long time ago, like a month or so ago, and says, my friend Heidi watches y'all, and I forgot what part of Canada. And he said, could y'all say happy birthday to her? And he gave me the date, and I said, well, if you don't remind me, I will forget. So last week he reminded me, and I wrote it on the calendar. And then he sent a message today and said, can you remember to tell Heidi? So
Happy birthday, Heidi.
So
okay, what kind of home insulation do we use in a hot, humid climate? There's a couple of different ones that you can use. You can use a wool type insulation, which works out really, really good. We have one by Johns Manville that is a soundproofing insulation. It's formaldehyde free that we really like, and it works out really good for us.
Okay, Miss Paula says she hadn't got hers yet, so hopefully Monday. I did get the message that it was on its way, so hopefully by Monday.
From what I hear, Canada is screwed, Don said.
They had issues yesterday.
They had some issues yesterday, but let me tell you something. It ain't just Canada. It's going to be the U.S. too.
All right. Gerard said, don't use urine if you take medications.
Yes, Gerard is correct. I take no medications whatsoever, and medications are not good to put around your plants.
Your daughter's making spaghetti sauce.
Oh, man, she makes some good spaghetti sauce, too.
Well, she's canning it.
Yeah.
She can make me some and bring it back, because I like spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, Wanda loves spaghetti sauce.
Good spaghetti sauce. I just don't like to make it.
Oh, everybody's telling Heidi happy birthday.
Yeah, Janelle said she bought one of the green stalks at 60% off. All right, let me see.
What's that? Patricia Ray says she lives in Texas Hill Country growing sweet potatoes in a 12x4 raised bed. I started like you do in the soil. Got 30 starts. Thanks for teaching us that. Yeah, if you put sweet potatoes in the soil to get them started to make your slips, hands down, you will make more than you need.
Yeah. Okay, somebody wants to know about the Grazon in the hay.
What about it?
They just asked what was the name, and they couldn't remember. So
it's Grazon. Or it's not just Grazon. It's Grazon. What's the other herbicide? 2,4-D, Remedy. There's a whole host of them. Could be any one of them. They pass straight through the animal, go right out into the manure. You put that in your garden, and you're also killing your plants. It's in the hay. Don't put hay around your plants. Don't do none of that stuff.
Crystal said they got a high tunnel delivered through our discount. Yay! We like our high tunnels. I'm fixing to down most everything in mine down, and we're going to revamp the soil and everything and start over. Most everything's playing out in this heat in mine, so I'm ready to redo, and probably about end of July, 1st of August before I start really vamping it up. So there won't be any videos probably in there unless it's adding to the soil, probably, something like that.
Yeah. Did you vent your barn, and if so, did you use your vents, eave vents, or ridge? My barn is vented all the way around the top, both bottom floor and top floor. It vents out the ridge, it vents under the eaves, it vents, matter of fact, I have lots of areas that it vents in.
Yeah, your daughter got the other two properties yesterday. I saw that on Facebook. Have you ever grown muscadines from seed?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, when we get through making our muscadine juice every year, we dump the seeds out and the hulls and all that stuff. And let me tell you something. Thousands of them come up. We have to just go in there and mow them down. Or you can pull them up and transplant them, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Kim said she got her first green stalk this year, and it is going crazy with veggies. Y'all, I'm glad y'all are growing in those things. I'm fixing to take part of some of mine down and redo and get them all going. My strawberries are still doing. I get them strawberries still ever so often because they are ever bearing.
Oh,
why
let me see
is
here.
the
Hold
sun
on.
going down in the north? It's creeping me out. Danny's had some creepy things happen.
Look, guys, I want to tell you something. I've had some weird stuff with the sun happen this week. I mean,
we told him on Patreon, and I think we told him on here last week about you being able to.
I saw him turn the sun on. I saw them actually turn it on.
I saw them turn the sun
I
on.
did. I saw the sun get turned on. Now, and then like a light switch. I saw it go from just looking like it looked just like the moon. We described this on Patreon. It looked just like the moon up at about 9 o'clock in the morning, and then all of a sudden I saw it actually light up like a light bulb. I saw them turn it on. Then yesterday evening, no, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
I came running in the house. I told Wanda, I said, Wanda, come out here. You have got to see this. I gave her my sunshades. I said, look at the sun.
And he asked, he said, do you see something blue or purple? And I said, down at the left-hand corner. I finished his sentence for him because you could see the sun was up here, and right over here there was a little blue, purplish looking round object out to the side. Just as pretty as you please.
Pretty as you please. There was a perfectly round blue planet to the lower left-hand side.
Something.
Well, I'm going to call it a planet, a star or something. It was dark, it was turquoise blue.
I'll be right back.
Down at the bottom left-hand side of the sun. I told Wanda, I said, am I seeing things, or is this really there? And she said, yes, I see it. So I know it wasn't just me. Vintage Living said a while ago that we had a CME this past week. Actually, what we had was what was called a plasma storm. And because of that plasma storm, the northern lights came way down further south than they were supposed to, because the magnetic field around the upper part of the earth, the northern part of the earth, was disrupted. And I'll tell you what, CERN was actually firing up at that time, and it could have been a combination of a lot of things.
The day we saw the blue-looking thing was 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
And it was about...
It was not a sundog, Renee. I know what a sundog is.
Yeah, this was totally different. It was 6 to 7 o'clock.
Right around between 6:30 and... It lasted all the way to 8 o'clock, because 6:30 to 8, I was on the tractor from 6:30 to 8, and it was there the whole time.
Your daughter says she's seen it too. We didn't get a picture. I went out without my camera, and he had already been looking at it for a while before he came in and got me. And when I started, I said, do I need a camera? He says, no, you don't need a camera. And I didn't know what he was wanting, so I went out, and I saw at time he said, do you see? I saw that blue spot there with the big sun. I mean, it was definitely a lot smaller.
It was way smaller than the sun, but it was there.
Yeah.
Yes. Vintage Living Homestead said they said there was an unexpected CME in the planet. Now that's quite possible, because it broke our magnetic fields down. And let me say this, if the circumstances had been a little bit different, there is the possibility that that could have killed everything in the northern hemisphere.
A few little things had been different.
If the things had been...
Okay, so when CERN turned on, all three of us got sick and are now getting over it. That's Tracy. Carrie said, I haven't moved my deck chair in years. The sun used to set and be in my eyes, and now it's almost 45 degrees from that spot. Yeah, it's definite different spots. We noticed that way on back.
Elo Talk says, how do you apply Earth's phosphate?
Dr.
Earth's phosphate on squash for borers. I just mix it up pretty heavy now. They say 1 to 2 tablespoons per gallon. I put like 3 or 4. And I just pour it all around the base of the squash plant, all over the squash plant up in there. When you do, if any of those bugs are in there, they just come out running. I mean, they leave the plant.
All right, so Barefoot Granny says it's there and it's affecting the sun. She's been watching it through welder's lens. Danny has...
Oh, I have a welder's shield. I didn't think about that.
Danny has polarized glasses.
I have polarized sun
and I have a pair, but he had his on, and that's what he had them on when he saw it. It was toning the sun down where it wasn't so strong.
Joe Mama said there's also a mini CERN in the United States. Yeah, there's one in Tennessee. There's actually another one. I'm not going to say where it's at, but there's actually 2 of them in the United States.
Jean says that her handicapped son got to come home from the hospital today.
Amen.
And then I can't remember who it was, asked for prayer for their wife, and I forgot. I was going to mention that earlier. I think it was cancer. What oil did you say to have on hand? Oh, clove oil. For anybody that has toothaches and stuff.
Oh yeah, toothaches is the best.
You want it on hand.
Yes, clove oil.
Because it basically does the same thing as what they put in your mouth to numb it.
Okay, Danny, how much feed for a milk cow milking once a day? We like to give about a quart and a half in the morning and a quart and a half in the evening, and then all the good grass and all the good hay and plenty of water. A good milk cow drinks a lot of water, drinks around 5 to 6 gallons of water a day easy.
Let's see. I'm trying to read and it keeps popping.
There is a story about this object drawing energy from the sun. Yeah, it's been out for quite a while, actually several years now. There's lots of people who've actually have, I can't really say the sites on here, but there's places that you can go and it'll show a long tentacle reaching out to the sun and actually like it sticks into the sun and it draws energy from the sun and it sucks back up and it's gone.
Yeah, I can't remember who that was. The lady with cancer, I think her name was Bobby, somebody said. And I think you're right. I just couldn't remember right off.
The Ministry's Corner says, what is CERN? CERN is...
Type it in.
Just type in CERN and look it up.
It's hydrogen.
It's a giant hydrogen collider underneath the ground. It's 17 miles long. It's over just outside of France, over there in Switzerland. It's at a place called the Seat of Satan.
Yeah. June bugs are storming here terribly. Them kudzu bugs is about to get a...
Kudzu bugs are horrible here.
This is probably the worst infestation we've had in 2 or 3 years. Right, close to 3 years, right? When we had them 3 years ago, they were bad. And then we didn't really have them last year. And this year, they're bad again.
Can that planet by the sun be seen any time of the day? Cindy, the only time I've ever seen it was late in the afternoon between 6:30 and 8:30. I've seen it 2 days in a row.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, the moderators are getting it. They're handling the troll.
They'll get that. They'll get the troll. I mean, we all have to understand these lowlifes, all they do is create a new way to come back in. They can ban them for 300 minutes or 300 seconds or something like that, and they just figure out a way to come back.
Yeah, Homestead Preacher are prepped for eternity. Aphids are all over his purple holes.
Yeah, the aphids, just take your water hose out there every day and spray those peas, and I'm talking about with a hard blast, and that'll help keep them under control. It's not going to stop them.
All right, somebody asked about the meal. We talked to Justin this week, and he said he's working on it, but he can't give us a date. So we're excited. We hope we have one by fall. We've got things we want to grind up.
Yeah, we have some things. TKWKY says, how do the trolls know how to attack these lives?
They just come in and they have a system set up where they can throw their comment out multiple times.
It's
just a bot.
It's just a bot, or it's a couch potato sitting at home. Somebody sitting there eating Cheetos or something.
And his mama's babysitting.
And their mama's babysitting them or something like that.
So y'all just ignore them. Our moderators handle it.
Elo asked a question a while ago. He said he put a lot of black cow in his raised beds. There's a lot of ifs and outs about that. I know we have black cow in ours. It's not doing good. I know people who use black cow and it works out real good. Hollis and Nancy use it all the time. Theirs don't even look like the black cow we got. It looks like something totally different. I'm not going to use it anymore because I don't want any cow manure in anything I have, or sheep or horse or goat. that I didn't raise myself and do myself.
Somebody asked, how do I can things? Do I water bath everything or do I pressure can? I only water bath tomatoes, fruits, jellies, jams, that kind of stuff. I pressure can everything else. I'm a big pressure canner and I believe in pressure canning. I'm not big on water bathing unless it is a fruit or tomatoes.
What causes the green sky in South Dakota and North Dakota and Minnesota? Whenever this plasma storm hit this past week, it broke the magnetic fields around the Earth over the northern hemisphere, and the northern, it's kind of like it was an electromagnetic storm, kind of like the northern lights.
Only
it moved down further south. It was a little bit different than the northern lights. It was a magnetic storm that actually took place.
Holy cow used to be good. Don't know about black cow. I've never heard of that one.
I have heard of holy cow. How do we control white flies in the greenhouses? Neem oil is probably one of the best ways we found to control.
Those little yellow stickies.
And little yellow sticky trap things. They're sticky on both sides. We hang them everywhere in there, and they work.
We've not had a big problem yet, but I did notice some yesterday somewhere. So we're fixing to take most everything out, but they mainly will hit my tomatoes right about now.
Yeah.
And so we're taking the tomatoes out, and we're hoping to be ahead of them and not have anything in there for 2 or 3 weeks and give them time to cycle out.
Darlene wants you to do a video on what you do with your figs after you can them.
What I do with them after I can them?
Yeah, I mainly eat them whole for breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't really do. Now, I did make him a dessert a couple of days ago with whole figs. What did I do? I don't write this stuff down, y'all.
Somebody wants to know
stuff to it and made it like a cake-like thing.
Somebody wants to know, how do you keep water from leaking out of your pond? It's once you build a pond, if the guy who's building it knows what he's doing, he puts a good clay line in the bottom of it, and then the silt, he puts the black dirt back in on top of it, and it seals it off really, really good. Somebody asked a question, what about, this is going to be the white elephant in the room tonight. What about the Georgia Guidestones? Guidestones.
Yeah, I used to say gall.
I know it. It's just the Georgia Guidestones. Well, guys, I can tell you it was more than likely a sabotage. There's a real good possibility that C4 was used in it because of the way it was done.
And then they cleaned it up
and then within hours they cleaned the whole thing up because they claimed it was a health risk because it could fall on somebody. Yeah, it could fall on somebody. I personally think, well, I can't say what I think.
Theology, but
there's something going. There's something else going on behind the scenes.
Since when do they not?
When do you not have
investigate for days before they do anything? You rope it off. You say, "Hey, dude, you can't go there." You put a couple of guards and you investigate.
Yeah.
This was literally knocked down, scooped up, hauled off, and the place clean
in one day.
Don't make sense. Okay, now let's find out. How's the sweet potatoes?
Oh, our sweet potatoes doing great.
We've got enough rain that they're beautiful.
They got just enough to make them jump.
The corn, actually, even though it looks so bad, he's not going to have a lot of corn, but he is going to salvage if he can keep
If I can keep the critters out of it.
And it's not deer.
No, it's not deer. The bone sauce is working fantastic.
Right now, it's a little. What'd you say it was a?
It's either a baby possum or a baby coon. We have one of the two coming in there.
Yeah. Let's see.
Tambra Smith said God sent lightning to destroy the Georgia. No, Tambra, I've looked at the footage. It was more than likely somebody put C4 explosives in there.
Yeah. All right. So what else? Do you mind dropping your recipe in the comments after the live? I'm interested. Are you talking about the fig thing? I don't have a recipe, y'all. I go in there and I cook on the cuff. I go in and I had a few figs left over when I was canning. I threw them in a Ninja. I added about a sprinkling of salt. I added a teaspoon of baking powder. Did I add?
I don't know what you did.
I did add almond flour. I added about half a cup of almond flour to it. And I didn't add any sugar, did I? Because I'd already had them in sugar water, syrup. So I didn't add any sugar. I turned the Ninja on. I blended it up. I put it in the oven, 375 for about 45 minutes. And he eats it. Y'all just got to learn to throw stuff together.
Do I put my slips in water to make roots right before planting in the soil? If you plant them the way I tell you to, there ought to be roots on them. Anytime you pull a sweet potato slip up out of the dirt, it should be covered in roots.
Yeah, it should already have it. What the heck is colloidal oatmeal? I don't know.
I don't know. I have never heard of colloidal oatmeal. Danny, did you get a haircut?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
About 3 weeks ago.
You should have watched the live stream. I came in, and there's a live stream all about it.
About 3 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks ago.
They removed the Guidestones faster than they cremated Scalia. That's pretty good.
There was some things went on about that that's kind of weird anyway.
Can you use 8-24-24 instead of 6-24-24?
Yes. Yes. You want to keep the nitrogen up front low, but you want your potassium and your phosphorus to be high.
Yeah, that's funny how the cameras didn't catch anybody doing anything.
That is so
crazy that the satellites that they can beam down and look at my newspaper laying on my cabinet here through the window didn't catch it either. The satellite, if they'd pull satellites up, that's a crock.
It's all, guys. It's a false flag to get everybody's mind off of what's really fixing to happen. We're at World War III, if y'all don't know this. World War III has already started. It's just a matter of time before you find out.
And those words you ain't supposed to be saying.
I know I'm not supposed to say it, but...
Hush.
I know it.
I had to stop him. He's not supposed to be saying that. I just put corn in the ground. Will it make? As hot as it is...
Depends on what kind of corn it was. If it's field corn, it might. If it's sweet corn, no.
Can you grow wheat in our climates in the deep south? Have you ever done it? Yes. Danny's got a story about his wheat. That was that Ekron?
I've grown Ekron wheat here before. It did real good.
Einkorn, I guess einkorn, whatever it's called.
There was a death because of it, but but yeah, I actually have a story about the einkorn wheat. I actually had to kill.
Einkorn. I don't know why I call it Ekron.
Yeah, I actually had to kill because of it, and it's not something I'm always proud of, but I did make it happen.
He planted some nice wheat, and we had a raised bed of wheat, and it was growing.
No, I just planted it.
You just planted it that day.
That day, I planted it that day.
And he turned around and was mowing the yard, and he looked.
And I come by on the tractor.
With the tractor?
Yeah, I was coming by on the tractor. Nope, I come by on the tractor, and I had a big old giant yellow buff Orpington rooster right in the middle of my raised bed, and he had done cleaned up almost all those seeds that I paid an astronomical price for. He had just ate them all. And I jumped off of my tractor, pulled out my pocket knife, and I cut his head off.
And he got all his seeds.
And I cut him open, and I took every one of the seeds out of his craw before they had time to go into his gizzard, and I replanted that bed and went and butchered and put him in the freezer.
And we had a nice little wheat stash going. It looked good.
It looked good.
That's the only year we've grown wheat. Was that year?
Yeah, that's the only one.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Have you ever made liquid phosphorus out of bones?
No, I mean, it's too cheap for me to buy it. I don't, How did that rooster taste? He tasted like he had a little wheat in him. As Grizz.
Yep. Was the white sweet potatoes you planted Nancy Hall's?
We had two different varieties. We had the Triumph and the Nancy Hall. I can't honestly
We just
tell
know
you.
we have white sweet potatoes
I can't tell you
now.
which one. Yep, he went to freezer camp, Jen said. That's right.
Melissa says, you are an animal. You cracked me up. Do your vegetables out of the garden help with the growth of your beard? Yeah, 'cause it feeds it.
I fertilize my beard every day.
Yeah. Have you ever grown sorghum? We'd grow sugarcane.
We grow sugarcane. I tried sorghum one year here, but it was too much of a hassle for me to worry with because I can grow sugarcane a lot easier in my in my climate, and so I just stick with sugarcane.
They said the rooster was a little grainy.
He was a little bit grainy, and he didn't know. He was a very tame rooster. I mean, I just jumped off the tractor, ran over there, grabbed him up, took my knife, whacked his head off, cut his craw open, got all my seeds back out, and planted them. I mean, I'm one of these kind of people that I'm a spur of the moment people. When something happens, I don't worry about it. I just do what I got to do, you know?
He come in throwing a fit about the rooster.
I did come in.
Probably the one that let him out to free range.
Yeah, Wanda had let him out to free range.
Thinking they would eat his seed he just planted. Because we usually don't, at that time of the year, we don't have anything the chickens mess with. And I will just let them out and just free range most of the time. And he come in saying, I put your chickens up and I killed your rooster.
I did. I told her, I said, I put your chickens back in the chicken bin. I said, but you don't have a rooster anymore.
Which was okay with me because I'm not, roosters and me don't get along. I have them, but I don't like them very well.
Cindy said, I won't ever steal your seeds. Please don't.
We will give them away freely.
Yes.
Oh, have you ever grown amaranth?
Amaranth.
No.
Yes, I grew it one time years ago.
As for me.
I tried amaranth one year. I tried what was that other stuff that I couldn't have because of I couldn't have wheat. Oh man,
I don't know.
I can't think of it's just leaving my mind right now. I can still see the pack of seeds. It was in a big old pack about this big in my box in there.
How are you going to have baby chicks? Well, that was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, that was 4 or 5 years ago.
We have 2 roosters right now. We have more.
Oh, Steve said they sold their house and purchased 40 acres in Greene County. I wonder if it's the 40 acres we were looking at. You
49.
didn't. I wonder you didn't go to. Well, you did tell me you was going to Leaksville. Yeah, you did tell me you was going to Leaksville. Yes.
Good. Yeah, you're serious about your seeds. Yeah, Danny's very serious.
I'm very serious. I have zero patience. I'm one of these kind, zero patience, zero tolerance
with any animal
that gets out of line with me. And if you come on my property and you're an animal and you don't belong to me and you do anything to my food source, I will take you out before you leave.
Do you hunt with a crossbow?
Yes, I am a avid crossbow hunter.
Quinoa, but no, it wasn't quinoa.
Yes, it was. It was quinoa. It was quinoa. Yep.
I was before me.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see.
It wasn't millet. I thought about it.
Somebody
millet
said chia, but no, it was. He said quinoa.
It was quinoa.
I didn't know we have some.
And I actually planted another one too. It was Miss Linda and can't think of his name now. Bless my heart. Well, I know his name as well as I know his wife's name's Miss Linda. Anyway, I built his barn and I can't even think of his name. They gave me these seeds, and I also planted spelt.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I planted spelt one year. I planted quinoa one year. The harvesting was the biggest issue for me, and the birds just ransacked. You know, they were going crazy.
They said, "Did you keep the unit?" Yes, we did keep the unit. They sent it to us to review, and it will work. The power unit.
It's okay,
but it's not going to run heavy appliances for long periods of time.
Yeah,
saying that.
It'll do. Well, what we do is we've got like 6 or 8 power stations, and we figure out which one of them works the best. and we just that's where we use it at. You know, we thought this one was going to run the whole cabin real easy. It didn't. And we have another one coming that we've set up. This one, you can actually stack multiple batteries with it. And we're going to be testing it to see how it works. And we'll let you know how it works out.
What do you think about Captain Jack's insecticidal soap for fruit trees with black and white aphids?
As far as I know, it's okay. There's actually there's already another one. Is it Monterey? There's also another one I think called Monterey that makes a good insecticidal soap.
What's your favorite potato for taste and storage?
You talking about Irish potato
Irish
or
potatoes.
sweet? If it's Irish potato, it's gonna be the French fingerling.
But now we also like the red Lesotho.
Oh,
Now,
you
where'd
went
that go?
way back.
Yeah, I did. That was not what I intended. Okay,
That's why I don't like the mouse.
They'll just have to.
Used to you could take your finger and sit here and do
Well,
this.
I'll have that fixed before we can do it. I turned off the touch screen because I kept touching the screen.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I saw Miss Starla, but I don't know what she said. She said something about not being on.
Yeah, they go by so fast.
Please pray for me. Lungs are in bad shape. She's in bed again. So Miss Starla is the one that sent us a bunch of seeds that we gave away a few months ago. And so y'all pray for Miss Starla. She's having problems with her lungs. Is it too late to grow okra?
No, you can plant okra all summer long. It'll grow into the fall till frost kills it.
Do you know anywhere to get Kentucky Wonder white pole beans?
I can't even find Kentucky Wonder yellow pole beans at work. We ended up with a transgender bean.
And then we got these others, and then these bugs started eating them, so we don't even know. They didn't even produce.
They didn't even produce,
So we're going to try again. We got plenty to plant. Nadia says, please pray for her husband. He fell last night and is having irregular heartbeats.
That's my everyday life.
Yeah.
I have irregular heartbeat every day.
Do we raise ducks? I got fake ducks in the.
We don't do the duck thing. I would. If it's left up to me, I would probably do the Peking. Not the Peking, the khaki camels. Yeah. I might do the khaki camels, but that's about the only one I'll do.
Danny, will there be a seed shortage next year? Not if you save your own.
You took the words out of my mouth. Not if you save your own, they won't. But there's a real good possibility. I can't say that. Let's just say
they're laughing about your beans.
Oh.
Well, we had long, skinny beans. We had short beans. We had round beans. We had flat beans.
We had yellow beans.
Green beans. We had. They weren't yellow.
They weren't yellow. They were kind of
They were
whitish.
translucent.
Yeah, you could almost see through them.
All on out of the same seed.
Yeah.
They didn't know what they wanted to be. They were that was some mixed up beans. How do you store
cornmeal for long term? Put it in the freezer for 2 weeks. Take it out and you put it in any glass container or vacuum seal it, whatever you want to do, and it'll last forever.
Miss Gail said to pray for her. She has to have a test run this week.
Can't find a remedy for flea beetles. Have you tried neem oil? Because neem oil a lot of times will work on flea beetles. Or, as crazy as this may sound now, plain old white flour.
Somebody said, can I name my ducks the Jordanaires since I already have Elvis? Well, Elvis got kind of stuck in the what'd you say?
Elvis is stuck in the stumps of the root of the stumps right now.
There, and
he got back in there when the pond got low and he's kind of hung up.
And my ducks were up around the pier, and some of them floated way off, so they're out floating around, even though I didn't think they would, but they are. And so.
Nadia says, Danny, my husband is 96 years old. He's had open heart surgery and is fighting cancer. He does know the Lord. Well, amen. Good. He knows his destiny, and and that's a blessing.
Do you think the fuel prices have peaked?
No. We're at war. the fuel prices are going to continue to go up.
Somebody said, what'd you predict for next week? Did you predict something?
No.
You didn't think you did? I didn't. I don't know. All right. Is Isabel just Isabel? Thank you. May God continue to bless you because y'all are a blessing to me. Love y'all.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you so much.
Somebody saying the black cows changed in the last few years. It used to be great for our raised beds, but not. Hollis and Nancy has such good luck with theirs, but yet we've tried this year and I think a couple of years ago, and we don't have buying it from a store. We just hadn't had luck. Do we have guinea fowl? Nope.
No, we don't have guineas. Guineas are great for your gardens and stuff. If you have a lot of ticks and things like that around, they're really good for that. Somebody said, what was I going to say about garden seeds? I thought I said what I was going to say. I'm not sure. Oh, the seeds. I'm scared I might get in trouble. Let's see.
I don't know where your mind's going.
I know it, but let's just, well, there's some things about what's coming. There's a possibility that next year it's going to be a little bit difficult to get some seeds. Now, some seeds will be available, but there's specific seeds that may not be as readily available. And seed potatoes may not be readily available next year. So if you have an opportunity to put your order in early for seed potatoes for next spring, you probably need to do it as quick as you can.
Mark asked that we pray for him. Let's see, somebody was saying, so you're telling me to get guinea. I don't know. Oh, they're talking about guineas. Which hand pump well pump is best? The Bison, Simple Pump, or Baker Monitor? The
Bison Simple Pump is the best market out there. Elo says there's talk that signs popping up everywhere that Russia says Alaska is theirs. Russia is seriously considering Alaska again because they have a weak president right now, and they hate that they ever sold it to us. I think they sold it to us for like 50 cents an acre or something like that, and they're hating that they ever done that, and they may try something. So guys, don't be surprised.
Susie Q said she had an MRI to pray for her. What was the variety of white sweet potatoes? Nancy Hall's
or Triumph. That's the two that we had, and I don't know which ones they're probably crossed up right now, to be honest with you.
All right, can you make seed potatoes? Yes.
Yes.
We do. We've been keeping ours in the high tunnel. I mean, not keeping them in the high tunnel, but we plant in the high tunnel.
Yes.
And we've planted almost year round. The only time we hadn't been growing potatoes is during the heat of the summer right now. And probably in about a month and a half, we'll plant some more to grow into the fall. We plant during the winter and we plant in the spring. So we have, except for the heat of the summer, we've been planting our own potatoes.
Barbara Duckworth, your seeds, if they're in the freezer, they're probably still good because seeds in the freezer usually do not go bad.
They said it was 2 cents an acre.
Oh, was it 2 cents an acre? I was thinking it was 50 cents an acre.
2 cents is cheap.
Wow.
I'd buy Alaska for that.
I'd pay for that. Yeah. I'm borrowing money to
Michelle Williams says she will be having open heart surgery on Tuesday. So y'all remember.
Pray for Michelle. That's definitely wish for you after 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Let's see. What do you think about using pine straw for mulching around tomatoes and other garden plants?
It depends on what part of the country you live in. Down here, we can't. I wouldn't do it.
And they said oak leaves. Does oak leaves work?
Oak leaves work out real good, but guys, if you live in the South where we live at, the German roaches are taking over everything that has oak leaves around it. I mean, ants are not too bad with the oak leaves, but oak leaves break down very, very slow unless you've mulched them real good because they're flat and they lay together so tight that air can't get between them, and it takes a long time to break down unless you pulverize them.
Yeah.
But pine straw is okay, but the only thing is, if you live where there's a lot of fire ants will build up beds in pine straw.
All right. Yeah, y'all go ahead and post your prayer request.
Seeds do not die in the freezer. I have had seeds in the freezer for years.
My mother-in-law back years ago used to keep all hers in the freezer, and y'all, sometimes 10-year-old seeds. We had some pea seeds that we planted were 8 or 10 years old. Did just fine.
Oh yeah, I planted stuff like that for years.
Let's see. All right.
$7.2 million
Alaska?
for Alaska.
Jeez.
Ants in my pine needles bad in Central. That's what I'm telling you. Ants love pine needles. So you just depends on if you live where there's fire ants at.
Okay.
Oh well, guys, we need to go ahead because we're running past our time. We're gonna go ahead and say our prayer.
Taking a chill.
Taking a chill. Just touched my hand. That's what. See, she just reached down and touched my hand, and she took a chill. You see what happens when you touch me?
You're magnetic.
My magnetic personality.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
But I did take a chill.
You did take a chill. Anyway, Father, thank you so much for being so good to us tonight. It's been such a blessing. We've had a great day, Lord. We was able to visit with some good people today. Blake and Sassy and all her family and them have been with us today, Lord. It's been a blessing today. It's always a blessing to fellowship with like-minded people. Father, we appreciate that. And tonight, Lord, we've got a lot of people who need some help tonight. Several people have had surgery or is either looking to have surgery. And Father, it's always, anytime you go to sleep now and they put you to sleep, to do anything about, especially heart surgery, because a lot of times heart surgery changes your personality some. And I'm going to pray tonight, Lord, that you guide the surgeon's hands and that you make the procedures very simple, very quick, and just bless them, Lord. Bless their lives. Bless the surgeon's hands. And Father, those that, tons of requests are coming in here tonight from all different things that's needed. Father, you're the God of all things. So I'm going to pray tonight in the name of Christ. Bodies are healed. Lives are changed. Broken lives are mended. Financial problems are fixed. Lord, drug problems are corrected. Depression is taken away. Anxieties are taken away, Lord. And just peace, harmony, the fruits of the Spirit, Father. We pray the fruits of the Spirit upon all people in here tonight. Lord, so that they can find the joy, the peace, and the happiness. For those that's lost close loved ones and things, Lord, I pray that you help them to be able to find the place in life where they can find happiness and solidarity and peace again, Lord. And Father, I pray that as we move forward into the future and we face the uncertain days ahead, that you just, Father, you guide our paths. You put the things before us that we need. I pray that everyone has the finances that they need, Lord, to stock up on everything they have. And Lord, we know they're trying to destroy our gardens, our crops, and everything like that. So Lord, I'm going to pray tonight that you will bless everyone's gardens, Lord. Lots of people like me have said, hey, the gardens just burn up. We can't do it anymore. We got to wait. And Father, I'm praying that we'll get a break from this relentless heat and the rains will come. We'll be able to get more gardens planted for this fall, Lord, and we'll be able to rebound and have an abundance for the year that lies ahead of us now. Father, go with us, guide and direct our paths now. Thank you for your loving us. Thank you for meeting our needs. We ask these things in Christ's name. Amen. Man. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Allison said, wishing for blessings this week. We're not wishing for blessings. We're believing in blessings. I get up every morning and I speak blessings upon mine and Wanda's life. I speak healing upon our life. I speak positive things upon our life every morning when we get up.
Yeah, Miss Allison's one that we had not had any rain, and I don't know when, and she sent me a message and said she was doing a rain dance, and I swear, y'all, within an hour we got rain. I had to go take a picture of it, and every drop of rain we got was in that picture.
Yep.
I mean, she said she's gonna have to do more dancing.
Yeah, there's only like 15 or 20 drops fell in that picture, so
Yeah.
it wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot, but then next day I think is when we started getting rain.
Yeah, we got a little bit the next day, but then
So-
the hot sun popped out and stuck it right up.
But then this week we've got, was it the first of the week we got two days of rain?
We got 2 afternoons it
Yeah.
rained. Yeah.
So they want a tip.
They want a tip. Okay. Do you have arachnophobia?
They weren't guessing that was it.
If you have arachnophobia, learn to deal with it. We have a new spider that has come into the United States that is poisonous, and he is moving across the United States at a rapid pace. You will begin to see lots more spider webs than you've ever seen before.
And be careful.
Careful. We've only had 2 spiders in the United States that's ever been really what we call poisonous. One's a brown recluse, and the other's a black widow. This next one, I want you to go hunt it up. I want you to go look for it. It's already coming into the East Coast. I want you to go look for it and see if you can find it. It has come from a foreign country over here. It's part of the curses of disobedience. When you are cursed by God as a nation, the plagues of the world will come upon you, and this is going to be one of the new plagues. We just got through dealing with a plague out on the west side of the United States of locusts. There's also going to be a plague of them that's going to hit the eastern part of the United States. So be prepared for the infestation of arachnids and insects in the very near future.
Yeah. We already seeing that with these little kudzu bugs. They're horrible. And I think, I've got some kind of grasshoppers or something in my greenhouse, but they're not.
I got rid of one today.
They get in there, it might just be one a day, but they get in there and they will eat my leaves. So it drives me crazy.
Delta Prepper said, do you guys know the Max channel? The Max have been to our house. We're the ones who taught them how to can.
Yeah, Misty came to my canning class.
Yes, Misty and her husband both came to Wanda's canning class.
Wacky with canning.
Then she took it and went forward with it, which is what we want.
Yeah, we wanted her to. She'll message me ever so often.
What is the name of the spider so we can look it up? Idaho Hoosier has it right above you, Eagle Lover.
Jaro. Jaro?
Joro.
Joro? I don't know. And then the crickets or the...
They call them Mormon crickets, but let me tell you something. The only difference between a locust and a grasshopper, a locust is the same thing as a grasshopper. It's just a grasshopper on steroids.
But not all grasshoppers are locusts.
Rhonda's right. All locusts are grasshoppers, but not all grasshoppers are locusts.
Can you store fingerling potatoes in the fridge? For a while.
You can for a while, but you can store them there for a pretty good while because they like temperatures between around 44, 45 degrees is a temperature that potatoes like.
They're staying good in our cooler. I've got some in there, and they've been there, more than 2 months.
Yeah.
So I know they'll stay good that long. None of them have went bad yet in 2 months. So all I can tell you is that. Yeah, stink bugs are pretty bad too.
Cheryl says, I like grasshoppers. They're cute. Well, you're not going to like them when they eat all your food up.
And get in your house.
And get in your house and all that.
So we got to go.
Susie Q said, I think these spiders fly through the air. Yes, they do. I wasn't going to give everything away. I wanted people to look them up. But But yes, they do.
Yeah. How do you prep your gardens for locusts? I don't know that there is a prep.
There is no prep for it. It's part of the end time.
That's just
Yeah.
kind of the.
It's one of the plagues we're going to deal with.
Just like the heat, there's no way you can do anything for the heat that we had on the corn. There was nothing we could do because we got rains and the corn was doing beautiful. It was green, and over the period of 1 week, it just turned brown. There's nothing you can do because it wasn't exactly a lack of water. It was the heat from the sun, the intense radiation. You can't protect it unless you have gigantic covers over everything, you know.
Yeah.
And locusts, you would just about have to have a greenhouse that there is no way they can get into. And I don't know how that is. I don't know if you could even do that.
Sandy, no, Steve said National Park Radio says don't worry about the spider. They're trying not to cause a panic right now. They're just trying to like play it down. I'm just telling you guys, be aware of it.
Yeah, watch.
They are poisonous.
And check your kids.
Yeah.
Go underground. Yeah, that might be.
Well, poppy seeds, the problem with going underground is if you go underground, you actually have to have 2 vaccinations because there's bacteria underground that will actually cause you to die. So you have to be vaccinated to go underground.
To live there.
To live there permanently.
Yeah.
There's a vaccination that you have to go through.
Plus, you get a little weirded out when you first go down.
It's like going in a submarine forever. You never see the sun again. You know, I mean, so you don't know when it's day, you don't know when it's night. There's lots of things that goes on that toys with the mind.
Lippy said their news warned them about the spiders back in March. So
yes.
Yeah.
They've been around for a while. People just want a tip. I just give them a tip.
All right, we gotta go.
Yeah.
I guess
we're gonna get out of here, guys. We've been here long enough tonight. Love y'all to death. Thank you so much for being here tonight. On your way out, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to us if you're not subscribed. But hitting that thumbs up button puts us into an algorithm where more people get to come up and watch Deep South Homestead. Thank you, guys. We love you.